bonsoir. Bienvenue sur le troisième épisode pour Cthulhu.
Prepare another shotgun injection. No!
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong subject. There, he's opening his eyes.
You saved him, Fuller. I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa! Go easy, my friend.
You were dead. He killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too, we were dead! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No! What happened to me? Where am I?
Have to come with us. No, please. I can't leave here. You got no choice then.
it, and neither do we.
You don't understand. Like, go out. No! No!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want to find me.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you'd been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What do they do to the patients to make them so terrified?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they're brought up for medical treatment, for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor the place to talk about that. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood. If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him. Poor wretch. does this mean? Sarah. Am I in an asylum? What did they inject him with? Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors. What did he write about the painting? Why the strange symbol repeated over and over?
Dr. Colden, I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those two myself.
I told you not to let her come down.
I know.
Do it again.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
D'après son dossier, le patient semble souffrir de psychose. Il se serait arraché les yeux dans une crise de délire.
What is going on here? Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine? The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Anatomy, anthropology, nothing surprising. That Dr. Fuller again.
Demande d'internement. Un document attestant que Erin Sanders, femme de Francis Sanders, a fait interner son mari après qu'il ait montré des signes graves de démence.
Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here.
Dossier médical de Sarah Hawkins. Sarah Hawkins aurait été internée à Riverside pour des crises de folie quelque temps avant son décès. Elle n'en était donc pas à son coup d'essai avec l'incendie de sa maison.
Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods.
harms me. I will not eat it anymore. Never again. We must not eat
Have I
it.
activated
We
anything?
must know that it is not good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not 6. 4, 5. Just got a few days to go. Yeah, that's it. 4 days at most.
What is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head and in my body. He roars and swells and has
Walker, I do not stop. If I do not stop, he does not catch me. If he does not catch me. If I do not sleep, I do not see him. I do not hear him. He does not call me. He does not call me. He calls me.
You.
I do not
Yeah,
stop.
you there. Come
I
here.
do not stop.
I don't know what you're doing
If I
there, but
catch him.
you don't seem to be
What do you want?
sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't want to leave?
No. Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here. Except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah. And in exchange, I can make noise. Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
Is it the noise that disturbs you?
No, it's the nightmares. We all have them here. That's what wakes us up. And afterwards, there's no way to get back to sleep.
I'll find you some pills.
Go look in the storage room. There must be sleeping pills there.
Locked. Exactly what I need. A control wheel to mount on a plumbing system. Perfect. With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape. Where do they keep their sleeping pills? Scopolamine, morphine, opium, nothing but common drugs. My new friend's sleeping pills.
Who's there?
The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building. Perfect. It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock. It's done. Now for the others. Now for the next step.
This lever must turn on the gas machine. The piping hasn't burst. Not yet, anyway. This valve controls the pressure.
Docteur Fuller, j'ai réparé comme j'ai pu votre machine, mais la tuyauterie a été endommagée et je crains que le gaz ne s'échappe. Je n'ai pas les moyens de faire plus en si peu de temps. Tout ce que je peux faire, c'est vous prévenir. Si elle est soumise à une trop grosse pression, l'installation risque d'exploser. Z à l'aide mécanicien. Note à l'attention du personnel, l'incident de la semaine dernière a occasionné de graves dégâts sur l'infrastructure, ainsi que l'arrêt des expériences en cours. C'est inadmissible. Dorénavant, les vannes permettant d'actionner les robinets du gaz devront être remises dans la salle de stockage après chaque utilisation. En outre, vous devez tenir le registre des utilisations à jour. Docteur Fuller.
He'll find me. He can see me.
Let's calm down, please.
No, no, no!
Pain is just information, dear Francis. Invaluable information for my research.
Kill me! Kill me!
What?
If you don't kill me, he will.
My poor friend, I fear your mind is lost forever.
I've got what you want.
Show me!
There. And remember, they don't come for free.
Don't you worry, you'll have your diversion. Go on now, go hide yourself. The crows! They're everywhere! Make them go away!
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
Well, so much the better. Now go visit the land of dreams and leave me in peace.
Ha! Dreams. Crazy. You ought to be locked up, my friend. I don't want to dream, I want to sleep. I keep saying it, but nobody listens to me.
Start by saying something interesting. Stop turning like that.
What carnage. All the levers are activated. Worse and worse. The liquid connects it to the electric current. What are its properties? This is madness. Are they seriously thinking of transmitting the properties of this meat by electric current? Do the cops know what's going on? This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
I saw the traces of a revocation ritual in Sarah Hawkins' office. Is it connected to this curse?
She tried to correct her mistake, yes. She tried everything. She told me. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders! What the hell? Oh, God. I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him? Damn! The gas! Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Le rituel interrompu. Dans les tunnels sous le manoir Hawkins, Pierce a assisté à l'éventration de l'officier Bradley par un individu à l'apparence monstrueux. Les hommes en toge et leur rituel n'étaient pas parvenus à émouvoir le vétéran. Mais la mort brutale de Bradley, la révélation de l'identité de son assassin, qu'il a reconnu pour être le défunt Charles Hawkins, ainsi que la force surhumaine de ce dernier ont achevé de le terrifier. Pierce n'est pas encore certain de croire ce qu'il a vu. Peut-être même attribuera-t-il ses visions d'horreur au choc causé par la mort de Bradley, ou bien conclura-t-il qu'il les doit à un manque d'oxygène dû à l'éboulement. Macabre découverte. En parcourant les sous-sols de l'Institut Riverside, Pierce a pénétré dans ce qu'il a d'abord pris pour une morgue, mais l'état de décomposition avancée des morceaux de cadavres qui jonchaient la pièce l'ont vite détrompé. Rien ne peut justifier la présence d'un tel charnier dans un établissement hospitalier. L'odeur putride et l'absence totale de respect pour la vie humaine dont témoigne cette pièce ont profondément choqué Pierce, lui coûtant un peu de sa santé mentale. La mort de Francis Sander. La mort de Francis Sander a dépassé en étrangeté tout ce que Pierce avait pu voir auparavant. Soulevé par une force invisible, le corps du malheureux s'est élevé dans les airs avant d'être violemment projeté contre les barreaux de sa cache. Pierce, impuissant, a vu ses membres se briser et le cadavre de Sanders s'écraser sur le sol. Durant ces longues secondes d'agonie, le détective n'a rien décelé qui aurait pu expliquer cet événement. Affaibli par ses blessures et les opérations qu'il se rappelle avoir subies, Pierce commence à douter de sa capacité à discerner le réel des cauchemars qui l'assaillent. Santé mentale secouée. Les épreuves surmontées ont laissé leur marque, mais vous faites toujours face tant bien que mal. Vous occupez votre esprit pour y chasser les doutes et souvenirs douloureux. Il vous reste encore du chemin à parcourir. Qui sait ce qui pourra mener votre esprit sur les sentiers de la folie. Charles Hawkins, 41 ans, armateur. Serait vivant, malgré son apparence grossière et difforme, cette chose ressemblait à Hawkins. Il s'en est pris à Bradley après que ce dernier l'ait reconnu. Qu'est-ce qui a bien pu arriver à Charles le soir de l'incendie? Je n'ai jamais vu de grand brûlé dans cet état. Il y a quelque chose qui cloche. Mary Colden, 32 ans, médecin. L'amie de l'officier Bradley travaille comme médecin généraliste à l'Institut Riverside. Elle avait deviné bien avant mon arrivée que Fuller se livrait à des activités illégales. Elle veut faire toute la lumière sur la nature de ses expériences et pense que m'aider à résoudre l'affaire Hawkins pourrait faire progresser sa propre enquête. Francis Sanders, 47 ans, marchand d'art. Francis Sanders a connu Sarah Hawkins, si bien qu'il l'a accusé d'être à l'origine de ses souffrances. L'homme s'est lui-même arraché les yeux et il a maculé les murs de sa cellule de symboles ésotériques. Il semblait obsédé par un vagabond en lien avec Sarah Hawkins. Il est mort sous mes yeux dans des circonstances que je ne saurais expliquer. Sous-sol de l'Institut Riverside. Je n'aurais pas passé beaucoup de temps à l'hôpital à proprement parler. Après mon réveil, on m'a immédiatement transféré dans le sous-sol de l'Institut, sorte d'asile clandestin, où le docteur Fuller se livre sans être inquiété à ses expériences sur les patients. Des machines inconnues côtoient des dessins anatomiques pour le moins inquiétants. Je me suis enfui de cet endroit de justesse. Je n'aurai peut-être pas autant de chance une prochaine fois. Cultistes endormis. Ils sont allongés sur la pierre glacée. On dirait qu'ils sont morts, mais leur corps ne se décompose pas. Est-ce que c'est une sorte de coma? Une chose est certaine, ces hommes ont été soumis à une sorte de traitement qui change leurs caractéristiques physiques. Je ne sais même pas si on peut encore les appeler des hommes. Extrait du journal d'Edward Pierce, détective privé. Alors, dossier médical de français, demande d'internement, dossier médical, insigne ensanglanté.
That is precisely why I'll find evidence.
Fine, do what you want.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine, horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, and chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was onto Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well. Look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters.
The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much at least.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and his sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you are so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit, because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. Did she really care for him after all?
Lettre de refus. Très chère madame, j'ai bien reçu votre missive dans laquelle vous réclamez le corps de votre défunt mari. Je suis au regret de vous annoncer que je ne puis consentir à remettre sa dépouille. Vous avez signé lors de son internement une décharge m'autorisant à disposer de son corps de la façon que je jugerai la plus appropriée. Veuillez recevoir madame les plus sincères condoléances de Max
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell a painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? The Shambler. I need to see it. Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go.
But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
There's more than that, Miss Baker.
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The public entrance to the gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger. What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn. What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.